Anyway, so we're going to be talking about discernment during this particular time that we live in, and question everything. Question everything your politicians are saying and doing with your money. It's your fucking money. You employ them, they don't employ you. Question everything. Question the fact that this situation could have been handled diplomatically months ago, when The Hague sided with the fact with South Africa and the Palestinian people in advocating for the human rights of the Palestinian people. Question everything when you have a country that is being funded by the American government sending more money to bomb other countries rather than to help our citizens going through a massive floods where people are crawling up the fucking rooftops of their home not to drown. Question everything and demand answers, because this money should be used immediately to help people. Meanwhile, I just heard of a man who was using his helicopter, he's a pilot, to go into very dangerous areas in the mountains, right, to save people. And the sheriff said that if you do any more of these missions to save human beings, you will be arrested. Question everything. Question who is in power right now. Why is this being allowed? Why isn't there something happening with the Congress where they would actually put a stop to this instead of fucking standing ovation to Bibi? If you can't wrap your head around the fact that this is massively dangerous when the rest of the world is looking at what we're doing and wondering where we're coming from, yes, the British support it. We know that. We do. But 3/4 of the world does not. Majority wins when we question this. And so the fact that nothing is being done with the flood victims, really, the fact that some stores like Walmart would rather see their food rot than give it to people. And meanwhile, restaurants are opening their doors to cook all the food they have to help people who, without their help, would be starving. And where is the aid? Well, the aid has been airlifted out of our country to create more geno situations. This does not need to be a long live, because there's nothing really to talk about. There's no hammering or discussing if this is right or wrong. When The Hague was brought to be birthed to make sure that we would never have geno ever again, and they actually got all the documentation from what was happening to the Palestinian people, and they were able to look at the evidence, millions of clips of videos, when Bizan can win the Emmy Award, and yet they almost stopped it, and yet she still won, to show the absolute brutality of a people that think that they are chosen. Question fucking everything, because your money is funding something that many of you don't agree with, because many of you who would agree on it have already scrolled past me. You've moved on, right? You've moved on. We don't need to keep hammering. So the P. Diddy case, this whole thing of what he was doing with olive oil, baby oil, fucking engine oil, I don't give a fuck what it is completely turn your gaze. I understand it's important. There's a little aspect of that that's important, but it's a little aspect. Because the same fuckery he was doing with innocent people, clearly, right? A lot of innocent victims, has been done in detention centers in the blue and white team for fucking decades. Started in 1948. It's like me inviting you over for coffee, and suddenly you've decided to make yourself an omelet, and suddenly you've decided to take my whole house over, and suddenly I go out to get more groceries and you've locked me out of my own fucking house. There's nothing, it's not difficult, it's not complex. I think a 12-year-old could figure this one out. So, all of us, spending fucking hours and hours and hours and hours debating who you stand for, which flag, what country, it's very simple. Would you like to live this reality? And the fuckery of this is they're picking a war for World War III, and you know it. It's in our face. They're shoving shit in our faces and there's an old saying. It says, "Don't piss in my ear and tell me it's raining." It's massive gaslighting from our leaders. And the level of firing that we need to do November 6th it's not a joke. Look at how they're treating people. Now, when Katrina happened, there were mostly brown, black, and some white people that unfortunately went through what happened with Katrina. But this is, it doesn't matter what race. This is economics now. It has nothing to do with if you're black, brown, or yellow, or polka dot, or whatever. Everyone's being fucked over by the government. Don't you see that? There's no caste system. There's no racial divide here. Everyone's getting fucked over. If you're not part of the 1%, here you go. We're not going to prioritize you, Tennessee. We've airlifted all of our National Guard to a foreign country. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? Seriously? So when you look at what's going on with P. Diddy, like, yeah, dip your toe in that, your foot in that, but don't fucking stay there. Like, don't get distracted by what's really happening. Jill Stein just did a video. You might want to check her out. I really have great confidence in Tulsi Gabbard in being the voice of reason, because she's been into battle, she's been into war, being a lieutenant. She's seen some shit that no human being should see. She's seen it, so there's no doubt she's a badass. I totally trust her. But I'm wondering how much change she can make. And that's not to throw you off your Trump vote. I'm not trying to say that to you. I'm saying, fucking, if you're thinking of voting for Kamala, what in the hell's wrong with you? What is fucking wrong with you? Because Kamala right now, as a woman with a womb, could actually stop this. But clearly, she's just a woman. Her gender is just female. On the birth certificate, that's where it ends. There's no feminine compassion. She doesn't give a fuck about the kids. She doesn't give a fuck about what's going on with the flooding in the southern borders of our country. She doesn't give a fuck about anything. Haven't you noticed that? And now finally people are talking about how she's drunk. She is drunk. Okay? She doesn't care, or else she would right now make a speech. Meanwhile, I got to give Trump credit. And I don't like Trump, to be honest with you, but I have to give him credit. His ass, his 70-plus-year-old ass, is up with hip boots, walking through the water to see the damage. Actually, I don't care if it's to win votes. The point is he's doing it. We're in the house, Kamala. Okay? This situation, this October 7th skirmish that everyone wants to talk about, October 7th, like it started then. No, it started in 1948. Okay? Let's just stop. It actually started way before then, honestly. The Balfour Declaration. So, but my point, okay, now that we hopefully know all of this, like we're highly educated as to the fuckery that the Palestinians have been dealing with for fucking generations, is that this was a diplomatic concern that could have been ended a long time ago. Within a month or two, it could have ended. And don't think Bibi wanted it to end, because before this happened, this skirmish happened, going to be investigated for fraud. And he had problems. They wanted to remove him a long time ago. So what's the best way to fucking stop that shit from happening? Yeah, to pick a fight with someone else, so the direction of focus can go totally somewhere else. So there's a lot of theories. Yeah, conspiracy theories I have about October's a lot. But what I will tell you is we're staying right here on the precipice of a war. And on a spiritual level, we are being asked to actually see without blindfolds to see our leadership. Meanwhile, many Americans are actually getting ready for a civil WAR. Like thinking it's exciting. Like it's a video game. And clearly the experience that the Americans, sorry guys, I have to say it. Many of you Americans have never gone through any fucking war in your own country. Every European has a history of it. And they've lived under rations. And they've lived, I have my mother told me stories of when the Germans were in Paris. Horrible stories, frightening stories, okay? It's not a fucking joke. And these people, these preppers are just all, gun-ho, like excited. They're almost co-creating the energy. It's like become an egregore to prep up and to get ready for an internal conflict with their own brothers and sisters. That's some insane, toxic shit. It's not a video game, my friends. And I don't think many of you are prepared for it at all. Or look what's happening in the South. It's showing you how unprepared everyone is. Oh yeah, we prep. Well, your shit's flooded now, so go get it. Good luck. Where's all your stash? You can't even get it. It's underwater. Hello. Let's wake up as a community. Let's do better. And let's really vote everything out. Anything that's toxic. Kamala has had fucking 4 years to right the wrongs. Roe versus Wade. I've heard so many women my generation, well, I don't care. I'm menopause. I'm not going to get pregnant. The selfishness of the mentality of some of these women. I'm ashamed of boomers. There are women that have thought that, not realizing on the grand scale, yes, I get it, but my son may get a chick pregnant, and now he's tied up to a woman he doesn't want to be with the child he never wanted to have. The selfishness is incredible. Not to mention your body, your choice, not to mention. But with that said, I hope that many of you will have very hard discussions with your friends, family, and with yourselves, and realizing that this is not a video game. I hope you're seeing that. And our poor brothers and sisters in the southern Tennessee, Carolinas, Alabama, Georgia. Wow. I hope many of them will be able to overcome this physically, psychologically, spiritually. Holy shit. What a betrayal. Where is the help? Why have we sent it's any comments? Because I'd love to hear what you have to say on this, because this is really, I can't even understand this. Encourage your, okay, whatever. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? No? Okay. Well, let's just keep having no opinions. That's a great, that'll really work. That should get us really where we need to go. No opinions, no comments, no ideas on why we're being manipulated like children. It's actually a joke to see what's happening. It's actually crazy. So all of you on the P. Diddy gang, wagon, enjoy that ride while everything else is imploding. It's a great idea. Anyway, any other questions or comments? No? Okay. Well, we'll leave it there. Namaste. Have a good day.